My Gavan and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Eric here, Galadirth, head of the budding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer, as we continue on as the Anduin on this Sunday the 15th of November. There is a single day of UI competition submissions left to go until the competition will close tomorrow on the 16th of November. Depending on where you are in the world, of course. This video went up for me about around the middle of the day on the Sunday. But if you want to submit something, do get it into the Discord sooner rather than later, for the Discord will shut, as I say, tomorrow, and that will probably be when I get home from work, which will be about lunchtime GMT. And thereafter, sometime, probably next weekend, I will then do a video going through all the submissions and telling you, if we've decided who we want to win by then, who has won. So do get those in if you want them in. But turning back to our attention, which should be with this game, that's not how you say that. We're attacking Dane's halls here in the north with our vast army led by Fastred, who takes up the mantle of our chief commanding officer in Bjorn's stead, who died sadly all the way up there. I believe Grimbjorn's now getting involved. Yes, he is. Yes. He's coming over to take back Goblin Town when we're about to lose it to Captain Orleg. For war with I keep wanting to call them Anduin, but we're Anduin. War with Angmar has begun, and it is on us to turn it. In the east, in the forest, we managed to take Erunrunen, Enethaur, and now we're going for Ostingeil, which means Town of the Stars. Enethaur means middle of the forest, and Erunrunen just means eastern forest. But we're going for Ostingeil, and we're going to take it, and thus we're going to shut Dol Guldur into these two main provinces. But they've still got Brown Boat, and they've still got Bur Alj as well. Dale failed in their attempts to take it, and now we've got this army, Shagdash, running around being a nuisance. However, we haven't really been attacked by Dol Guldur, though. They've not really done very well. So I don't think there's any real foreseeable problems. But I think where we are is an end turn, so let us do that. Radagast the Brown. He's way there, over there in Dale. So we can end the turn. Now, something totally unrelated that Jessica and I were just discussing before I recorded this was the potential and capacity for myself to do more live events on probably YouTube, because otherwise then I've got to have another account on Twitch. Which, of course, I've done a few live things on YouTube in the past, and at the moment, with the UK being in lockdown for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, basically till Christmas, although it's supposed to end on the something of December, but whether it will or not remains to be seen. We won't fight that, we know we're going to lose. And so if I did look to do something live, what would you actually want to see? What would you actually want? Because I don't think that the contents of my channel really lends itself to anything to live streaming, but I'd be eager to hear your thoughts on the concept of doing a few live things. I'm not expecting to revolutionize the live streaming world or anything, but just if there's some things that you guys would want to see, I would happily do it. I've got an absolute machine of a computer, a beast of a computer, if you will. It is as almost as state-of-the-art as it was possible to be a year ago when I bought it. And so I can cope with streaming, no trouble. The same reason why I'm able to record Skyrim in 4K 9 years later. I mean, I didn't even tell it to do that. My NVIDIA graphics card just decided to record in 4K, which I was quite pleased with, but it does, sometimes it causes really annoying problems if I have other programs open at the time and I have to load up Skyrim often 2 or 3 times before it will trigger and actually start playing normally. But anyway, I'm just eager to hear your thoughts, because I've got more time at the moment, generally speaking, in the evenings and at the weekends, because we're not allowed to do anything at the moment. And so if there's some sort of market for that or some sort of appetite for that, I'd happily look into doing it. Live streaming always fills me with this sort of cold dread, but I would happily look into it if it is considered. Anyway, let's return to Anduin. Britta is going to attack Malthak. No, he's not, because there's a Gudrun is hiding in the forest. Yes, we can get there. Alright, he's actually got some archers, but they're Dol Guldur archers, so they're crappy and rubbish. There's some Mirkwood Uruks in there, Dol Guldur scouts, and Uruk slayers, but our army will absolutely school them. And we will take Ostingeil, and it will be our hold, I think. Dol Guldur will now probably come for us here, far more than they have at Dwinberg. And we haven't yet actually seen the effects of our taking the central forest regions. But we shall see. Let us be ready. I saw on Reddit that another version of the Silmarillion is being released soon, and the only difference to the originals, thus we're learning how they're going to keep milking the Tolkien cash cow, the only difference to the originals is that I think it was Alan Lee has created a load more artwork for the Silmarillion specifically, and they've just put it all in there. So there's a new version of the Silmarillion being released with more bespoke artwork, which obviously is always welcome. But I've already got 2 copies of the Silmarillion in 2 different versions, and 3 actually. I've got the one that I actually read, and then the 2 ornamental ones, which I'm sure many of you are the same. And I'm not sure I need another one just for more Alan Lee prints. I've already got a book. I'm sure it's Alan Lee's one. I can't see it on my shelf above me at the moment, but I know it's there somewhere. I've got a dedicated artwork book, which is all the artwork that Alan Lee or one of the others has done. I never can remember both of their names. I know that there are 2 very prominent Tolkien artists, and both of them feature on the film. Oh, it's John Howe, isn't it? John Howe, Alan Lee. But no, there's a 3rd one, isn't there? I'm sure there's a 3rd one as well. Someone will know in the comments, because everyone's got their favourites. But so there's that new Silmarillion's coming. Just thought I'd let people know, as of course Lord of the Rings is the core hub of the channel. Something else you will note, of course, is there was not a faction lore video today, and I've paradoxically just said I've got more free time. But whilst I do have more free time, the lore video takes up so much time, and I don't want to just moan about that over and over and over. But what I am definitely going to do, the faction lore videos, I'm just going to stop suggesting when they will be, and I will just do one every sort of now and then. So similar to the way that Spirit of the Lore, if any of you are subscribed to his Age of Empires 2 channel. If you're not, I recommend you do, even if you don't play Age of Empires 2, because his channel is fantastic. But he similarly has a couple of very popular series where he compares, for example, the campaigns from Age of Empires with the actual historical figures that they are based on. And he also goes over each faction, does like faction overviews, very similar to the main purpose of my channel. But in that same vein as I've just mentioned, he doesn't ever give a schedule or anything like that. So when you get one of those videos, it's just a wonder and a joy to watch. But you never know when you're going to get one. And so with the faction lore videos, because we have got forever to do the faction lore videos, because the lore for the factions is barely ever going to change. They are what they are, and they're going to stay the same. So unlike the faction overviews, which of course can be updated with each release. So when version 5 releases, I will then go through all the factions once again and do version 5 overviews. But the faction lore won't change. So those I'm just going to do as and when. And similarly, the lore videos on the channel... let's come out of time 6. The lore videos on the channel, I don't want to completely stop them, and I will probably do the odd one every now and then when the mood does take me. But the channel was never really a lore-focused channel, and there are so many lore-focused channels that I would happily direct you to, that I think if I focused on the lore videos, essentially, as I've discussed in the past, my desire to continue with doing YouTube would drop away massively, and I would end up just doing nothing. So in order to avoid that, I do those as sparingly as possible. And indeed, the last one, which was on Hurin, was some 3 or 4 months ago now, I think. Or maybe even before the original lockdown back in April or March. But anyway, that's just a little bit of an update on the way it's going. So essentially, the channel will always have DaC as its core content. I'm doing the Skyrim at the moment. That's mostly for my own benefit. I really enjoy playing Skyrim, so I'm happy to do that. And then the more specific, and particularly the long-winded videos like top 10s, faction lore, and then general lore will just come as and when the mood strikes. Right, if you can move in there. Archers, don't fire at those archers if you can. Let's change it up. Oh, Dol scouts are javelins, aren't they? Well, let's just target them for the moment. Let's move you over there, and if you guys can hit those Uruk Slayers, and as soon as anyone else is able to hit the Uruk Slayers, that's the target we really want to drop here today. You guys can go for the Mirkwood Uruks. Look, those ones are the furthest ones. There you go, you got those Slayers there. Keep the javelins coming, and the melee line can run forward now. Go, 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 go. Cover the archers. Run away. Stay. Stay, 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 stay. I play these games so far away, I should really get up close and personal, shouldn't I? But then this is a horribly lighted game. I think this must be dawn. I can barely see anything.
Only half the enemy force remains.
How are you diddling over there, Gleowine? Oh, the scouts are running away. Oh, fantastic. You guys come and capture those scouts. Oh no, I've moved you instead of clicked you. Sorry. Sorry about that. And then let's surround those. Clear Wine, keep taking them down. They're going to capture most of those. And we'll send all the melee in on the Mirkwood Uruks. Warriors, assemble!
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Victory will be ours. I have to confess that the game I am currently playing to death and have done for the past week, and I'm improving my skills drastically, is Apex Legends, which has absolutely nothing to do with the content on the channel, of course. But I'm getting not too shabby, I think. I'm still very bad and will frequently lose and die and often only get 1 or 2 kills. But improvements come slow and steady, and with practice we shall get there. Right, Gleerwine, why did you just take losses?
The enemy general abandoned.
Right, archers, let's cease and desist. And where's this? Oh, there they go. You go and capture those. Gleerwine's just got those last few archers, and then let's get the Mirkwood Uruks to rout, shall we? Let's get up close and personal. Where's our Bjorning Axemen? Look how good they look. They're such an improvement. The Anduin shake-up and visual overhaul. You wait till you see the Enid Wythe one. I mean, you can already see most of the Enid Wythe changes on the Discord in the preview thread. That is where most of them are housed, and you can go and have a look at many of the changes for Enid Wythe. Almost all of the lower tier roster of Enid Wythe is now already in the game, and it is only the elite units that are now being worked on. For my own part, I haven't done modding now for months. And I find that being trapped in the house quite a lot is actually, even with all this time, it's like a classic problem, isn't it? Even though I have all of this time, being in the house all the time makes me just not really want to do anything. You find yourself so lethargic that you don't want to do anything, but then you get annoyed that you're not doing anything. Airtheod Archers, that is Gleerwine, taking 132 kills in the top spot, 95 in the second place, Woodman Hunters. Very good show from them. And then 83 in third, Woodman Hunters. So archers all taking the top. Cavalry there. I was surprised actually that he managed to take so many kills. But cavalry archers up close are very accurate. And of course they have, generally speaking, a lower range than any standing archers. So they need to be up close, or they're not going to do anything anyway. But Gleerwine already showing that he's going to be one of our most important generals. And we need to keep him alive. Get a little bit of money for sacking their camp, although just notice we're losing money drastically with the loss of Goblin Town. That's probably because we've just lost all the trade from the west as well. Dogaldor don't like me, but we're at war with them, so why would they? Goblins of Moria don't like me. I think we're at war with Moria still as well, but they're miles away now. We'll never really bump into them again.
Your orders, my lord.
If we can take Goblin Town back, that'll be good. Now, I don't really want to attack Danes Halls if I can help it, to be honest, because they'll get a huge additional garrison. But then I also do want to attack it so that I can show you all the battle map. But it looks like we're going to get attacked here instead. Which I would not be surprised about. Oh, we've got more troops available there. Don't really want you just sitting in... Well, no, we do, because Framsburg needs to hold. Did I send that general south? No, he went back to Bjorn's Halls. I think you should probably have gone south, sir.
Your orders.
Do with you leading there. Well, no, what's this guy going to do? He's not going to do anything, is he? Right, you guys, we are besieging the town. We'll take that. So let us end the turn and see what Dogaldor do. And see if, more importantly, the Snow Orcs are going to attack us at Danes Halls to try and stop our taking that settlement. I assume they will. I don't think they will let us siege it for 9 turns. But then their faction leader and faction heir will then both be in the battle. And we might be able to actually defeat Gundabad through regicide if we get this lucky. If we catch them right, I think we can get them. Regicide, of course, is perfectly valid for many factions in the game. But there are just 1 or 2 factions where it just doesn't really work. And for those, we do try and swap them to Teutonic and then try and fix the problems of Teutonic trees as well. And that is something that we are trying to take forward. But our to-do list for version 5 is just huge. And when I think it's arguably too big, really. And when you look at it, you just think, Jesus, when are we going to be able to do all of this? Which is not. Ah, no. Marauder Chief Naz Kuga has turned back. I think if we give it 2 or 3 more turns, let's just get these numbers down. Then I will assault it so that we can see what the map looks like. And we might get attacked at Goblin Town, which would be good, actually, because then we can defend, which would be better. We've attacked Goblin Town enough, and we don't need to see that battle map. And Ostingal has only got 3 turns. Do we attack it early doors? We do have a large army.
My lord.
But they've got 78 Shadow Rangers, which are a good archer unit, much better than our archer unit. Total defense of 5 for our best archers, total defense of 13 for theirs, so they're going to be shrugging off our arrows as well, which will be a pain. A nuisance, you might say.
Ships ready.
But we are absolutely hemorrhaging money, so we need to take these towns back as soon as we can. But I think we can go another turn. We can go another turn. It will be all right. It'll be all right. I was tempted to open up the UI competition, just to mention that again. Open it up for voting on behalf of basically all of you. But I think that might lead to an issue whereby we, the modders, who, of course, it's only a splash screen at the end of the day, so it's not going to drive people to or from Divide and Conquer. So we'd really like the splash screen to be one that we like, and if the vote is for one that we really don't like, we'd find ourselves in a bit of a sticky situation. And the easiest way to avoid that is just to not have a vote, which is the mantra of every dictator ever. Why bother with the vote? I know the people want me to stay in power. But no, this one's only a UI competition, so I don't mind using some total and outright corruption. Oh yeah, go on, you can have a wife. Dorwinian Resplendent. Ah, this is very good news. Very good news indeed. That means that they might be knocking on the door to Dol Guldur as well, which is fantastic. Right, but oh, we were attacked at Framsburg. Bugger. Oh, that's dropping quite significantly, isn't it? The numbers go down. The more people you have sieging a settlement, the quicker the attrition, the quicker the people within die. Which is something I'm not sure if everyone knows. Right, Dale, come on. We're so in this together. I can't give you any money because I haven't got any money. Yeah, I just know you're not going to say yes.
I do not.
Why do you not want an alliance so much? Let's try the elves again. They might say yes. Snooty bastards. But what we are going to do is take Goblin Town as quickly as possible because we need to solve our money crisis. We've already got one ram, but we don't even need a ram. So we're just going to go for it. Captain Merchad. Let's do it. Smash him to the ground. I really like Angmar in DaC now. I think the mix of human and orc, with orc taking a bit of a back seat, I think is fantastic. And the only other truly sort of evil human elite nation, to my mind, is the Ardenaeum. Because of course you've got Harad and you've got Rune, but Harad and Rune aren't like strictly evil, and Sam obviously ruminates on that in the books. He wonders if the everyday Haradrim are actually evil, or if they're just being marched off to war by chieftains who see Sauron as a way to prosper. And you feel the same with Rune as well. I don't feel like they're specifically or that evil. They're just attacking people they see as invaders, because of course the Haradrim lived in Harad for many, many years, and then all of a sudden, boom, Numenor knocked on the door and started harassing them, overlording them, taking their natural resources, and then to make matters worse, Numenor then sank beneath the sea, so they're all thinking, brilliant, we can finally get rid of those horrendous overlords, and they set up a kingdom right on their doorstep. You can sort of sympathise with them. The men of Rune, of course, seem to be a little more aggressive, and but evil's just, would people consider the Mongols evil, or were they just conquerors? It's very subjective, isn't it? But the moral of the story is I think the Ardenaeum do conform to the definition of evil, and I think you can consider them evil, and I think Angmar are the same. But then that's a very Northern Dunedain centered focus, isn't it? To the Dunedain, of course, the Angmarim are evil because they're trying to kill them, and they did in the past. But again, it's just they're just fighting off conquerors, isn't it? How does one sympathise? So it's your own view as to whether you think Angmar is evil. But for the purposes of the mod, I think Angmar are evil, and I think they are one of the best evil men nations that the game has. Then them and the Ardenaeum. But it is nice to have that little half and half, although everyone keeps requesting that we add just 1 or 2 more orc units to the roster. People are not happy that they have 4 mounted orc battalions. They want dismounted orc battalions. But you do get the orc fighters and orc hunters. He's just walked through the wall. And so's his friend. What on earth is going on here?
Ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
Are you about to all come through the wall? What is happening? Oh, there we are. Right, they've stopped. No, he's still fighting us. He's killing them as they... put the ram down. There we are. Problem solved. Now they're buggering off. Oh, as soon as we pick up the ram, they come back again. We're going to waste most of our archers on this orc fighter battalion. Come on, guys. Get the ram into position.
Our men have reached the gate with the
There we
battering
are.
ram.
Right, you guys stop fighting. We'll save you for the wargs. You'll have much more success with the wargs. Alright, problem solved. They're really doing well to push it. Look how many of them are pushing the
Our men
ram.
have done well. The gates
Very
have
successful
fallen.
engagement. Right, the ram is down. Let us send in Lord Grimbeorn.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today.
And then
The enemy's walls,
flood
as
the
long as
others
we
in,
continue like
maybe?
this, we will
No, I
smash
don't
the
think we need
enemy.
to. Although Grimbeorn's getting stuck in. I feel like the skin changers are arguably the most susceptible to sniping of the leader of any of the bodyguard units. But I think that is primarily because we don't have two men standing in front of him. But the skin changer generals, though, have even more hit points than the skin changers that already have, and they already have 2. So you'd think they would survive really well, but every time I send skin changers in, I'm expecting the general to die. That's just the way my head thinks every time. Right, so we've got that unit routing. So let's just move the army up and send up the archers. We want to be shooting the wargs. Let's pop it into ×6, but we won't sprint. We'll just walk up. This is such an improvement over the previous battle map. It's so much easier to fight in this settlement now than it was. And it's also easier just to look around, and it's got more life to it now with all these tents. I just think it's better. I do like those 2 little ridges as well. I think that's cool. Alright, we're moving up. I should stop moving the camera around because it slows it down. Interestingly, it doesn't slow it down when you do that. I don't know why there's a difference. Oh dear. Warg skirmishers have come in. Very well, we'll charge into them. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Shut them down. Alright, so we don't need to shoot the wargs because they've charged into melee and they're just going to get minced. Can we hit those warg raiders though?
The battle is very much in our favour.
Yes, we caught them.
Victory
Right,
will be
archers,
ours.
you're going to come around the side and go and shoot the last ground forces. All of our troops here will just decimate these wargs, so we're not worried about melee.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Enemy general's
Now
gone
the
down
enemy's
as
troops
well.
will lose their will to fight.
Move further forward. Keep up the pressure. We've lost 10% of our army. It doesn't really matter how many we lose, as long as Grimbeorn doesn't go down.
The enemy are badly
But
bloodied.
he might. Yeah, there's
They have
an
lost half their men.
annoying tendency to do so. Alright, are you archers? Can you now shoot? No, the enemy is pulling away from the square. Do they know how these battles work? Oh, there we are. They're coming in, they're coming in, they're coming in, they're coming in. Now you can shoot them. Perfect. Let's get a bit of a flank on. As our archers can then decimate the hunters at the back. We'll try and keep out. Don't try and fight the hunters. Let the archers take as many of those as we can. 18%, but the enemy's now going down. There we are, arrows are out. It's over. Rush them.
Our men have fought long and are becoming tired.
And are becoming
Our men are
tired.
in command of the city.
And the last of the hunters,
Behold,
fighting to the
now,
last,
this
which I
is
wouldn't have
a clear
expected. That's
victory.
138 men. And 193 of the enemy were taken down by Grimbeorn himself, leading very much in his father's footsteps. Of course, we don't really know what happens to Beorn. I mean, he dies, obviously, but by the time of the Lord of the Rings, Grimbeorn then leads the peoples of the Vale. So, but then does Beorn die in the Battle of Five Armies? I can't remember. I don't think he does, because he's the one that gets Thorin's body out. So then he just dies and off in the hidden pages of Tolkien's mind somewhere.
An honourable, glorious victory.
All right, we've retaken the building. Something I should just point out with the Anduin, getting them up to the higher tiers with the mountain outposts. Once you've built that building and you've banked the points that building gives towards the total that you can't see, that then unlocks your later tier buildings and towns and cities. Once you've built the building, those points are banked. So even if you lose the town, you still keep the points, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, something we can definitely do then is try and get a militia garrison up here as soon as we can. We'll lower the tax rate to try and increase the population, and that will give us a nice boost on the income. And then otherwise, we don't have any money, do we now? But this, just by retaking Goblin Town, we're suddenly making money again. And we'll be able to hit Dane's halls shortly. What are we on in Ostingile? Only 2 turns. I am tempted to just siege out Ostingile until it goes. I think that will probably be the better way. Although I really would like Galdor to move down to Dwinberg, so I am going to swap them around.
Your orders, my lord.
He doesn't have much of a governing ability,
Yes,
so we
my
don't
lord.
gain or lose much money by moving him out. And then we'll end the turn. Now, Angmar, of course, may now come at us with an even stronger army. But I would have thought that the Northern Dunedain and Imladris and Bree should all be keeping them at least a little bit busy. Oh, the Woodland Realm have come to... No, they're trying to bribe us. They're trying to bribe us. Although, look how much they want Buralj. So, Dol Guldur is being kept busy. Oh, bugger, he made it there before our general got there.
My lord.
We welcome you to take on our castle. We will put up a fight. Right, this is the real battle, though. Welcome to Captain Treomod's defense against Marauder Chief Nazkugar. Nazkugar does not have a very good army, but he himself is good. Mountain Guard are a very strong unit. One to watch out for in open melee battles. We don't have a massive army. We have got 2 archers. We've got the towers. The towers of the city itself will shoot at our foes, and they will probably do the bulk of the damage. Oh, look, there is Thorin dying, in fact. Now, that image, of course, though, was created after all of the films had been released, because that is the film's version of Erebor, and that was also the film's version of the Easterlings. I don't know if you saw the Easterling in the front of that picture. Right, have you got any ladders? Yes, you have. Who's coming up the ladders? Snow Orcs. And there's 1 ram. But I think... No, we don't want archers on the walls. We've got this hill right here. No, we've got this hill right here. Yes, fantastic. Oh, so it begins. Normally, generally, it helps to get them off the wall first. And then you can normally maneuver them. Ah, there we are. Right, so there's first of all this space up here, which works brilliantly. And I think having an archer on the wall would be of use, though. And then we can run them down when the enemy gets a bit nearer. But we get a few... we'll get a few shots in. Right, cavalry. Is there going to be use for cavalry to get outside? They don't have any cavalry, do they? No, so we're going to get the cavalry outside straight away. And then the defenders are going to be the ones that hold the actual gate. And we'll hold the spearmen back. I don't want to put them back at the town square. That's way too far away. Come up to this little point here, and we'll put you somewhere in a second. Right, so the archers are both in position. Oh, and we've got a second spear unit. Yes, I did think we had more than that. Alright. We can't afford to lose this battle. We absolutely have to win it. Right, so you guys, let's form a V shape around the gate, because that's going to be where they're going to be coming in from. Actually, I think one of the spear units should come down here. Yeah, and hold there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think the other one should go over there, actually, if they can get them there. It's bad positioning, but it'll do. And there we are, the gate is shutting this time. Snow Orc Raiders are getting shot down. And that's what our cavalry is going to help with. Can you imagine if we bring down the ram with the towers? That would be such a dream. We've got our archers behind who are now firing in. Cavalry charging and stopping the ladders. Fantastic. Now pull away. Pull away instantly. I don't really care if you take losses. Stopping the enemy getting up on the wall is very important today.
Victory will be ours.
That orc fighter over there, orc hunters. See, their army's really, really weak. They're down on numbers, quite badly. You guys run, get into positions. Cavalry, why are ground forces running as fast as you? Oh, we're getting shot by Snow Orc scouts. Go and just take those out of the game. Our ground forces are all arriving. The battering ram is going to be their only way forward. These are our defender units. They look like Erun Vaughan Woodsmen, but they don't look like Erun Vaughan Woodsmen anymore because Erun Vaughan Woodsmen do not exist anymore, and their model is now only used for the Wildman defenders. Right, they're at the gate, aren't they? Oh, but there's hardly any of them. How did you guys do? I'm assuming you won. Oh, you barely won. How many of you are you? I don't want you to use your javelins against them. I want you to go and stand behind the general and use your javelins against him. Alright, there we are. I think that's the archers down.
The enemy's ram is through our gates.
Right, they're in. They're coming, lads. Everyone stand guard. Oh, we should have run the archers away a long time ago. Run, 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 run. Yes! No, they didn't all run away. They did not all run away, and it's all going to be for naught. Alright, you guys can come in, and you can throw your javelins.
The enemy have the walls.
No, you can't. Come and stand over here.
Or all will be lost.
The enemy doesn't really have the walls. The rest of the archers are down. Fantastic. Come and stand up there, please. And you guys, I want you to throw at the mountain guard. Throw at the mountain guard.
Victory will be ours.
I know you've only got like a couple of javelins each, but that'll do. Right, the enemy's in. Our archers are up on the hill. They can now shoot, hopefully, into this mix in the centre, which is what our other archers are doing. Oh, it's a dream. It's a dream. And remember, the Wildman defenders are totally expendable. Whilst they are good men of this city all, and we don't really want them to die, they can die. Through the magics of the Veil, they will be replenished. 67% of the enemy's forces died. But the challenge is the general. Can we kill their faction heir today? It's so annoying that you can't do area attacks with archers in this game. What are you guys doing? Are you just... You're not fighting, you're just dying.
Our foolish general.
Oh, bugger, he was our general. I didn't realise that. Well, Treyamod has fallen. You can fire at whatever you want now, actually. With mountain guard being preferred, if you can shoot over the wall. Can you shoot over the wall? Oh, yeah, brilliant. Oh, look, full volleys, full volleys. Bring them back in range, bring them back in range. The general's running around like a muppet. Oh, I've just charged the archers in. Bugger. Yeah, you guys come out of defense. You can kill whatever you're fighting. Let's get you up on the wall.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Go, 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 go. Didn't move the cavalry away in time. Oh, the cavalry's routing now. Come on. Bugger. We're going to lose more archers than we need because they're just going to die on that wall. Oh, the general's gone on the wall. What? Why on earth has he done that? Alright, so all of those archers are going to die. Oh, sod it. Go on. Smash them. Smash them. We've packed them in on the wall. The mountain guard are down to 15. They can't win now, surely. There's 12 of them. There's 11 of them. Look how many of the archers have died. Archers on the walls are awful. I don't care how many we lose, as long as the faction heir dies. Then once we take Dane's Halls, we might be able to regicide them, and that's what matters. There's now only 8 mountain guard left. I don't know which one the general is. Oh, there he is. Sorry, he's at the front. That's why they're dying slowly, because he's stopping them coming through. Oh, the archers are doing all right though. They've finally taken it back. Go on. Oh, yes, you absolute beauties. Point blank arrow fire. What a dream. Keep it up. Go on, let you standing right there. Someone shoot him in the head. He's about a meter in front of you. How are you missing that? Go on, someone kill him. He's last. He's all that's left. Come on, just run past him. It's only him. Just run past him. No, my friend, you've died. Do we have any arrows at all? No. For there he stands, the final enemy. Alright, we've got 125 of these. You're going to do it. I have faith. Oh, hang on. Our archers are going to do it. No, even with his back turned, he's managing to block their arrows. He's a powerful man. Come and stand over here. You'll have much better range. Yes. Now hit him. End his life. We shall sever his head from his shoulders and place it atop a spike outside the road to Framsburg. And the Snow Orcs will think twice about invading here again. But our archers are not going to kill him. He's just blocking everything. How is he managing that? Send it. He ran away. Come on, flood into him, and then he's bound to die. Yes, thank goodness for that. Crossed the line.
Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
One of our archer units, the one that lost all the men, actually got more kills than anyone else, 203. Second place, the other archers who had safety, didn't lose a soul, and 110 Aethared horsemen. But they lost almost all their battalion in doing so. But what matters is the faction heir of Gundabad has perished. And we have secured our northern bounds for now. Our assault on Dane's halls will come almost certainly in the next episode, for that is going to be where I end this once the turn ends and we get back to the campaign map. Although we might just have a little look on, see how Dorwinion are actually doing. Oh, good. Gundabad didn't attack us at Dane's halls. They've really let the garrison drop there, though. I don't know where their last stand army has gone, and I worry that actually they've sent it over. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I wonder if they've sent it to the dwarves, and it would seem that they have done that. Angmar and Eredluin are now back at war with each other, so Angmar in trouble, and Ardenheim and Khand have allied. Right, but first of all, can we just get a cheeky alliance?
No.
No. Thranduil was more open to it, but he said no. And yes, the Snow Orc last stand army went to Erebor. Can you imagine if they take Erebor and that's now their new capital? So that means that they walked all the way around, through Anazanar, down through the Withered Heath and into Erebor. That is insane when I'm besieging their capital city. And they've left then Burzakul and Gundabad open to invasion. But let's just have a little cheeky toggle fog of war for modding purposes, you understand, just to see how everyone's doing. Angmar and Eredluin back at war. Barketa soon to fall, or Barketa's rebel, so that will probably be rebel for a while, actually. But the Northern Dundine haven't lost anything. Anumanas, Deadman's Dyke, Ostsul, and Fennis Drunin. Kameth Bryn remains rebel because of the giant garrison it has for some reason. There's an Angmar army coming for us. Oh, it's Lord Skuld himself. Oh, interesting. Well, we'll test our metal against Skuld, but I don't think Angmar will come at us now with any real force or verve. I think they are going to be forced to take on the dwarves, who are a much bigger threat. But remember, the dwarves are also at war with the high elves, so there's now a three-way war up there. See, that is what actually I would like to see. Remember that the dwarves taking the rings is not alliance with the forces of evil, it is neutrality and selfishness, and therein the next path for the dwarves is then war with everyone. So instead of neutrality with everyone, it's war with everyone, and that is perfect. That's what we want to see. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen there. Dorwinion Resplendent is actually a bit of a lie, because Rune are hammering away. They've got Condavan, they're hitting Dale in Talathang, Wintirian Eor's fallen, Skarna's fallen, they're attacking the dwarves in Mirairon. That's miles away. Mirairon, that's such a bizarre word. But Dorwinion have taken Lest, which Rune have not yet managed to reclaim. None of the Dorwinion homeland provinces have fallen, and Mornathel is still held by Dorwinion, which is interesting. Although Ostinaru and Dorthalu are both rebel. But Dorwinion are up to bordering Dol Guldur, and as you can see, actually, Brownboat has fallen, and it now is a rebel province. And Dol Guldur seemingly more interested in holding Bur Alj than they are with worrying about me being on their border, so that's a bit bizarre. But the elves haven't really done anything, they never do. Khazad-dûm and Moria stalemated in the middle there, although Moria's gone all the way to Koloniak, so that's perfect. Somebody has asked a question twice now as to why did Zagkala get shut off, and the answer is, of course, because we wanted Moria to focus west, and we also wanted Moria to have a province that was entirely theirs and they could defend easily. Khazad-dûm is always attacked by Khazad-dûm, and Goblin Town can be attacked by the Anduin and Imladris very easily. Whilst now, Zagkala is actually arguably easier to attack for Imladris, but Imladris rarely do anything. So Zagkala was a safe spot. And by shutting the mountain pass there, it forced the Anduin, if they were going to go through the mountain, to hit Goblin Town, which gave a defensive anchor. And it just gave Moria that drive to push west, which is where we want them to go. Anduin already has Gundabad, Dol Guldur as enemies, and to an extent Moria, but that's going to change in the future. And we didn't want Moria piling into the Anduin. It was more for Moria's sake, to be honest, because if Moria attacks Anduin as well, they're then at war with Khazad-dûm, Anduin, Northern Dunedain, Bree, and the High Elves. That is 5 enemies. And they can't neutral any of those enemies because they border every single one of them. And so they have to deal with them. And it was just too many enemies. So by stopping the path through Zagkala, it means that the Anduin can either take Goblin Town or Moria can hold it. And that, as I say, that anchor point means that war is constricted to one province. And as is now happening, Moria don't need to worry about the fact they're at war with me. They can focus entirely on taking the Northern Dunedain, which they're doing. Tir Thuin has fallen, and as I say, Koloniak has as well. I don't know if they're allied to Dunland, though. Moria are... Yes, they are. So that's a nice little duet there, smashing through. So I think Bree and the Dunedain will die the longer this one goes on. We're only 40 turns in. But you will note that Eisenrun has fallen to Dunland, and Isengard are not doing well at all. Dunland, are you at war with your... No, you are allied to Isengard. So Eisenrun must have fallen to Rohan, and Dunland came and took it back. I have never seen that happen before. That is mental. But it does mean Isengard are basically out of the game, because they've lost this province, which means Isengard is isolated, and Rohan are pressing into Derweth because they've now got direct road connection. Now, if we go south, it's an even more interesting picture. Imlad Khanan has fallen to Dol Amroth, Haldonur, Ostithil. Gondor still hold Caer Andros and West Osgiliath and have forces on the eastern banks, which you rarely see. So they're doing not too badly. But Barad-Han has fallen to the Ardad and Ayam, and they will make their way north. Khand holds Tir Thraid, and they've just allied with the AA, so that's going to be a two-way alliance. But it does mean that Harad, unless Harad can claim Imlad Khanan, they are going to be shut off in the south, and they're just not going to be in this game anymore. So that is interesting to note. And then we've got Balorn held by Enedwyth. Enedwyth have been able to flourish, given that Isengard are struggling. But Dunland has allied to Enedwyth. So Enedwyth at the moment has no enemies. They are only allied to that neighbour. So who are they going to go to war with? That's the question. When they weigh in on one of these wars, that's when things will change. But they won't do that until they've got all these rebel provinces. And as you can see, they're really, really going for Basra-Dûm. But then they should. It's a very wealthy province. Anyone who takes it gets a lot of money from Basra-Dûm. You can see there's silver there and there's gold over there. So straight away, it's going to be making a lot of money from the mines. And it opens trade with the High Elves and with Bree. So those are good money makers. But otherwise, for us, obviously, things are going very, very well. I wouldn't say we've won the campaign just yet. Much will depend on how Dol Guldur is handled, because you will see they have actually a lot more regions than we first thought. Dantalad, Dornohak, Berthau, Southis, and Hrorberg are all theirs. Buralj is where they really are defending, though. But look how many forces are here. Why can't you beat them? Your elves, Dairon. And who's that? Maithvinden. You should both be able to take down Shagdash. But anyway, what intrigues me the most is that Gundabad took on Azanar from the dwarves and then pushed through to Erebor. I just can't believe that's madness. But it's enjoyable nevertheless. But that is the end of today's episode, and that indeed is the end of this week's Anduin episodes. Next week we'll be back to Dol Amroth, and as I say, next weekend there will be... I will do the DaC UI competition video, because I want to do that. I want to show off all the entries and let you know who we chose as the winner. But remember, one last plug, the UI competition doesn't close until tomorrow, so if you do want to get something in, now's your chance. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.